Hi, good morning, guys. So, we will continue with the chapter HCF and LCM. Okay, we have learned how to find HCF using prime factors method. You remember prime factors method? Okay, what we used to do if two numbers were given, we used to find the prime factors and then we used to find the common prime factors in between both the numbers and then we used to find the HCF. In this video, we are going to find HCF via division method. Okay, this method is little tricky, so you need to pay attention to the method and then you will be able to understand. So let us solve one question, understand to the question and then we will do together. So the signal is red. Okay, I will do. Bhaiya is going to do and you just have to see. Okay, your question is find the HCF of 144 and 252. Okay, you have to find the HCF of these two numbers. Now, what is your method? Under division method, what we do is we divide the bigger number by the smaller number. Okay, that means your 144 is going to divide 252. This is the first step. How you write it? Divide the bigger number by the smaller number. Okay, now we will divide. Okay, so 144 times 1 will be 144. Okay, and we will subtract 144 times 2 will not be possible because that number is going to be bigger than 252. When I'm going to subtract it, I will find 8, I will find 0 and 1. Now this part is tricky. Okay, the next step what we have to do is we need to see can 144, that is this divisor, further divide 108. Not possible. So what we need to do, we need to make this 108 as the new divisor. This is the new divisor and this 144 will become the dividend. This 144 will become the dividend. You will keep doing this until remainder becomes 0. Okay, I will repeat. First you will divide the bigger number by the smaller one, that is 252 to be divided by 144. So you got remainder as 108. Now I can't further divide 108 by 144 because 144 is a bigger number, 108 is a smaller number. So what I do is I make 108 as my new divisor. 108 as my new divisor and this 144 I brought it down as dividend. Now I'm going to divide this 144 by 108. Okay, so let me do it again. It will be 1 times, that is 108 into 1 is 108 and my remainder will be, if I subtract it, it will be 36, right? Okay, because 14 minus 8 is 6 and this will become 3. Again what I will do, remainder is not 0 and at the same time there is no other number that can divide 36 when we have 108 as the divisor. So I will make 36 as the new divisor, right? 36 as the new divisor and 108 as my dividend, right? We are going to do this until we get remainder as 0. Here we got 108 as remainder which was not 0. Then we got 36 as remainder which is not 0. So what you do is you take 36 as the divisor and 108 as the dividend and you divide it. So you will find that 36 times 3 is 108 and now you get 0 as the remainder. Okay, so this 36, that is the last divisor you had, becomes your HCF. I know this is little tricky, okay, but how do you do it? I will tell you again, then I will give you some time to write and pause and process, okay. So first we divide the bigger number by the smaller number, you get certain remainder which is not 0. So what you do is, this becomes your divisor in the next stage and this 144 which was the divisor initially will become your dividend. That is, this 144 will be divided by 108. You did that, you get 36 as the remainder. Again this is not 0. So this 36 will become my new divisor and this 108, the initial divisor, will now get divided by 36. So this 108 is the dividend now. When I divide this, 36 times 3 is 108, I get 0 as remainder. So this 36 will become my HCF. So HCF is 36. That is, it is the highest common factor which is going to divide both these numbers. We'll do more questions. It will come with practice. Okay, so I want you to pause the video Take note of it and then we will do one question together. Okay, coming back, I will clear the screen. Now your questions can be of this form also. Okay, reduce 209 upon 247 to its simplest form. Okay, now try to understand the question. They are not directly asking you to find the HCF, but here we need to find the HCF. Okay, first try to understand. Take for example, if I tell you simplify 4 upon 18 into its simplest form. What will you do? You will divide the denominator and numerator by a common factor, right? So I see that both gets divided by 2 and I get 2 by 9, right? So I actually divided 4 upon 18 by the HCF. 2 is the HCF, right? Highest common factor which divides both the numerator and the denominator. So I got 2 by 9. There is no other number that divides 2 and 9. Okay. So for this also we need to find the HCF first. Once we find the HCF, then we can divide the numerator and denominator by that HCF and you will get the simplest form. Okay. So let's start. I will clear this. So we will find again the HCF by long division method. Okay, that is division method. Let's do. The first step was divide the bigger number, that is 249, by the smaller number, right? 209. So once I start dividing, I get 209 times 1 is 209 and my remainder becomes 38, right? Now my next step is, since my remainder is not equal to 0 and 209 can further not divide 308, my 308 will become the divisor now and it will divide 209, which was the initial divisor. So this becomes the dividend now. Okay. Now I will check and I will get 38 times 5 is equal to 190. You will need to do this in rough work. Okay. And my remainder is going to be 19, right, which is again not equal to 0. So this will become my divisor and now 38 will become my dividend, right? 38 will become my dividend. I will do this process until I get 0 as the remainder. So 19 times 2 is 38. I got 0 as remainder. So this 19 becomes my HCF. We did the same thing. First you divided the bigger number by the smaller one. You got a remainder. Now your initial divisor, that is 209. Okay, this was your initial, that is we started with. Initial divisor becomes your dividend and it gets divided by the remainder, that is 38. Then you got 19 as remainder, which is not equal to 0. So you take 38 as dividend and 19 divides it and you get remainder as 0. So you got remainder as 0 and 19 become the HCF, that is the divisor that made remainder as 0. Okay. Take good 10 seconds, pause the video, note it down and then I will give you some questions for you. Okay, coming back. Actually, one step is still left. We had to simplify this, right? So 19 is your HCF. It means it is the highest common factor which is going to divide both numerator and denominator. When you divide it, you will get 11 upon 13. So this is your simplest form. We had to reduce it to simplest form. Okay. So when you divide 209 by 19, you get 11. 247 by 19, you get 13. Okay. I will clear the screen. Now there are some questions for you to. The question is, find the HCF, and reduce to simplest form. First part is 275 upon 525. Second, 76 upon 133. And third, 161 upon 69. This will be your column for rough work. Take good 20 seconds to note it down and then solve it. Okay.